जय किशोर किशोरी, किशोर किशोरी जय किशोर किशोरी। जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेवा, जय सुभद्रा। जय गौरानिताय, जय गौरानिताय, गौरानिताय, जय गौरानिताय। जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान, सीताराम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान। जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान, सीताराम। जय जय प्रभुपदा, 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 जय प्रभुपदा। जय जय गुरुदेव, 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 गुरुदेव। जय जय गुरुदेव, 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 गुरुदेव। निताई गौरा हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल। निताई गौरा हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल। नरसिंह भगवान की जय। हरि हरि बोल।
Please repeat after me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. On behalf of our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, I would like to welcome each and every one of you for our Sunday feast program. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday. Today is a very, very auspicious day. 49 years ago, on this very day, Srila Prabhupada founded ISKCON in New York. Hari Bol. There is another reason for on this very auspicious day, we have His Grace Naveen Niruddha Prabhu with us. Let's welcome him also with a loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol. He is going to give today's class. And today, on this very auspicious day, we have a very, very special offer for some of our books, some of the books written by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. They are available on a very, very special discount today. Naveen Niruddha Prabhu is going to describe what the specialty about these books is and how you can benefit from them. Is there anybody here for the very first time? We have a small gift for you. Please come up. Thank you so much. We would like to see you here more often. For the benefit of those who are here for the very first time, my colleague Bhakta Luke will be holding an introduction session downstairs in the temple. You may have some questions, you would like to know what we are doing, why we are doing, so on and so forth. So Bhakta Luke will be very happy to answer those questions for you. After the announcements, you may join him and please go with him downstairs. Also next week we'll be observing Ekadashi on Tuesday. Breaking the fast will be on Wednesday morning from 5:35 to 10:29. So let's get ready for the class. Let's welcome him one more time with Hari Bol. Just please make sure that yourselves off. Who are not attending the Sunday school, they are quiet during the class. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Stop the fans, there's no need for fans. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopirana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopirana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodhanandana Brajadana Ranjana Yasodhanandana Brajadana Ranjana Yamuna Tehera Banachari Yamuna Tira Banachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Hare Ramo Hare Ramo Rama Ramo Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo Rama Ramo Hare Hare Jayo Prabhupada 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 Jayo Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki Harinam Sankirtan ki Gaur Premanandi Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadhati Svapadantikam Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Giradhar Sivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripadam aham vande Sri Guru Dinotaranam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming today on this beautiful Sunday. Thanks for making it. I know you had choices, but you made the choice to come here. We value your presence. Today, as it was mentioned, is a special day for us. It is the day when ISKCON was officially registered in 1966 in New York, in 26 Second Avenue. Srila Prabhupada, our founder, he was conducting a program very much like this program, just slight difference that there was no big building. It was a little storefront. For those of you who have been there, you know what I'm talking about. The entire premise was about as big as the lobby out here. That was the world headquarters of the Hare Krishna movement. That was their only center, and it was rented. And they did not know where the money would come from for next month's rent. So that's how things started off, in a very humble way. After the kirtan and the lecture, Srila Prabhupada introduced a friend who was a lawyer, and he read out the 7 purposes of ISKCON, and he asked some of the attendants to please sign the legal document to become founding directors and trustees of this new religious society. People had never heard about that there was such a thing as an incorporation. They were all hippies, dropouts. They were very much against authority, against legal documents or lawyers. But still, because they had some affection, they had some trust, some affinity for Swamiji, so they put their name under the document. So part of this document, we're going to read out. How many of you have heard of the 7 purposes of ISKCON? You have heard about them. Okay. How many of you know them by heart? Very few. Okay. the purpose means the aim. What is it that we're doing here? If you ever wondered, what is it that I'm doing here in this movement? Okay? Prabhupada wrote it down very clearly. Would you like me to share with you? Are you sure? But this may change your perception of reality, your value structure, your goals, and your quality of life may become permanently affected by this. You still want to hear? You sure? Okay, with your permission. So, these are the 7 purposes of ISKCON. Excuse me. To systematically propagate spiritual knowledge for society at large, and to educate all peoples in the techniques of spiritual life, in order to check the imbalance of values in life, and to achieve real unity and peace in the world. Number 2, to propagate a consciousness of Krishna, as it is revealed in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. 3, to bring the members of the society together with each other and nearer to Krishna, the prime entity, thus developing the idea within members and humanity at large that each soul is part and parcel of the quality of Godhead, Krishna. 4, to teach and encourage the Sankirtan movement, congregational chanting of the holy names of God, as revealed in the teachings of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 5th, to erect for the members and for society at large a holy place of transcendental pastimes dedicated to the personality of Krishna. 6th, to bring the members closer together for the purpose of teaching a simpler, more natural way of life. And 7, with a view towards achieving the aforementioned purposes, to publish and distribute periodicals, books, and other writings. So these are the 7 purposes of ISKCON. We'll put this outside later on, and you can all take a copy, or you can look it up on the web, and this is your homework for this weekend. Okay? Read this. All right. You didn't thought you're going to get homework, but yes, you know. This is very important. If somebody can please entertain the children outside, that would be very kind. Thank you. So, purpose means aim. What is the aim? What is the goal of this movement? Otherwise, we may have so many different ideas of what it is that we're trying to do here, or what am I looking for, what is going on. Like any company you go to, you get their mission statement, right? You walk into the company and you ask them, okay, can you please tell me your mission statement? Can you give me the brochure where you're explaining your ideas? And then you decide whether you want to buy into that mission statement. Some people suggested to Srila Prabhupada, why don't you call it the International Society for God Consciousness? Because you know God is more universal and it's more acceptable and it's more kind of known to the other people who are not so familiar with this culture. So, Srila Prabhupada mentioned, God is fine, but it's going to be Krishna consciousness. Because Krishna means the all-attractive, the supreme personality. So Krishna includes God. In fact, he includes all the gods. So, that's why it is called ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. In case some of you wondered, what does this, acronym stand for? Like you have so many acronyms, you have so many abbreviations for so many things, and you don't really know what they mean, and we use them in our colloquial language. But ISKCON stands for International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So these are the purposes that Srila Prabhupada gave us. As his followers and students, we should try to meditate on what is the intent that the founder had in mind. Sometimes movements get hijacked by other types of opportunists who have their own agendas, political, economical, social, or they're simply interested to make themselves a grand name. So they hijack some society and make it their own society. Srila Prabhupada could have called this the Prabhupada Society, right? I mean, he's the founder. If you're the founder, you can do pretty much anything you want, right? Because that's what founder means. You make the rules, you can break the rules, right? But Prabhupada was very particular not to call it the Prabhupada Society, but he called it the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Why? Because his purpose was not to promote himself, was not to make himself a name, to become famous. His purpose was in making Krishna known, in making Krishna's fame be known all over the world. And because Srila Prabhupada was selfless, Krishna made it his business to make Prabhupada famous. Now there is a competition going on between Krishna and Prabhupada, between the pure devotee and God. Who can be more famous? And we have an idea who might win, because Krishna likes to be defeated by his devotee. So we have a lot of enthusiastic children today. It's interesting how Srila Prabhupada is putting very clearly, very scientifically, systematically, meticulously, the different purposes for which this movement is intent to function. So let us study these and see how we can come in our own lives a little closer to trying to serve and achieve these purposes. At the end, Srila Prabhupada writes that we can achieve all the purposes for the ISKCON movement if we simply publish and distribute these transcendental literatures, which is the second topic of today. As you have seen, this table has not appeared because of chance, but there was some thought behind this. Srila Prabhupada came to the Western world mainly to make Krishna famous. Now, Krishna lived here in this world some 5,000 years ago, and he appeared in Mathura, near Delhi. He spoke the Bhagavad Gita in Kurukshetra. He stayed on this planet for 125 years. And when the sages got together and they tried to perform a great sacrifice, they did not get a positive result. So they asked their teachers, why is it so? Have you ever had an experience in your life where you worked very hard, but you did not get a positive result? But you got a negative result? Did that ever happen to you? And you wondered, what's going on? I'm trying honestly, earnestly, but I'm only getting upset and I'm only running into misery here. So they were in a similar situation. They wanted to do a yagya, a sacrifice. But as they were trying to light the fire, they simply got black with smoke. So they figured out this is not working very well. So then they decided, after consulting with their seniors, that they should simply hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad means beautiful or glorious, and Bhagavatam means the wonderful qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and His devotees. So Srimad Bhagavatam, these literatures that you see here, these are the narrations about Krishna, the Supreme Lord, His different avatars, His incarnations, and His devotees. Krishna svadamopagate dharma jnana dibisaha kalaunashtadrishamesha puranarko dunodita. It is stated in the Bhagavatam that when Krishna left this world, where did dharma, religious principles, take shelter? They took shelter in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Dharmasvanusita pungsang vishvakshenukata suyad nodvada yadiratim shrama eva hi kevalam. If we engage in so many activities, so much hard labor, so much study, but it is not related to hearing and chanting and glorifying the Lord, it is simply a bunch of useless labor. It is just hard work. Like the ass, which is carrying big load for the washerman. And at the end of the day, he gets a little bit of grass. And he gets beaten with a stick. But that grass is also available on the side of the road, right? So why is he carrying all that big load? Did you ever feel like a donkey carrying a big load? I think we've all had that experience of carrying big load and asking ourselves for 4 chapatis, for 2 slices of bread, why am I working so hard? All the birds are eating, all the elephants are eating, all the ants are eating. Why do I have to work and struggle and strive and be in anxiety so much? I don't know about you, but I wake up almost every day in the morning and I think, what will I eat today? Did you ever have that thought? What will I eat today? You're not worried because you're cooking yourself. So you're in a good situation. But as a traveling mendicant, you wake up and you think, okay, what will I eat today? But there has not been one day that I had to fast, unless I decided to fast. So why am I worried about where my food will come from? In the same way, we're worried, where will our friends come from? Where will our guidance, our inspiration come from? I would like to share with you some prayers by Sanatana Goswami, who is the principal of the Goswamis of Vrindavan. It was just now Purnima, Guru Purnima, the full moon. And it was the disappearance day of Sanatana Goswami, who was the leader of all the Goswamis of Vrindavan. So he wrote a few verses in glorification of the Bhagavatam that I would like to share with you. So this is from Krishna Lila Stava by Sanatana Goswami. Sarva Shastrabdi Piyusha Sarva Vedaika Satphala Sarva Siddhantara Nadya Sarva Lokaika Drik Prada. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O nectar churned from the ocean of all scriptures, you are the most prominent transcendental fruit of the Vedas, enriched with the jewels of all conclusive truths. You grant spiritual vision to all the people of the world. I'll just read the translations. O life breath of the Vaishnava devotees, O Lord, you are the sun which has risen to dispel the darkness of Kali Yuga. You're actually Lord Krishna, who has returned among us. O Srimad Bhagavatam, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. By your recitation one attains transcendental bliss, because your syllables shower pure love of Godhead upon the reader. You're always to be served by everyone, for you are an incarnation of Krishna. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O my only friend, O my companion, O my teacher, O my great wealth, O my deliverer, O my good fortune, O my bliss, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O bestower of saintliness to the unsaintly, O uplifter of the most fallen, please don't ever leave me. Accompanied by pure love of Krishna, please manifest yourself in my heart and in my throat. Srila Sanatana Goswami was one of the main commentators upon Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srila Prabhupada in his purports has given us the essence of Sanatana Goswami's commentary of the Bhagavatam. So if you don't know Sanskrit, you can read it in English version. It is available here. Srila Prabhupada, he came to the West to publish and distribute Srimad Bhagavatam. In India, it took him 8 years to publish the first volume, the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in 3 volumes. And he saw that his life would not be long enough to complete all the 12 cantos. So what did he do? He came to America to recruit a team of helpers, of assistants, to publish the Bhagavatam, which he did. So, and he was asked often, why didn't you come earlier? Srila Prabhupada mentioned that I had to write at least 1 volume, 1 book before coming, so that I had something substantial to give to the people. When he was giving a lecture in Slippery Rock College in Butler, Pennsylvania, Professor Larson, who was the host, he was hosting Prabhupada. So at the end of the lecture, Srila Prabhupada showed him the books, 3 volumes, first canto. And Srila Prabhupada asked Professor Larson whether he had heard about the Bhagavatam. He said, yes. And he said, okay, I have brought these books all the way from India for my very dear friends. Would you like to have a set of those books? What do you think was the answer of Professor Larson? Yes. he was very happy to take the books from Prabhupada's hands. So, Srila Prabhupada himself personally distributed these books, and he has made many comments that I'll get to that later. In the Skanda Purana, one of the very old Vedic texts, it is stated that if you give a set of Bhagavatams on a golden throne on a full moon day as a gift to somebody, you will go back home, back to Godhead, simply by giving a gift of Bhagavatam on a golden throne to somebody. Now I might say, okay, the books are very easy to get, but where do I get the golden throne from, right? That might be more difficult. Okay, we can make some concession there, but the point is clear. Skanda Purana also says that if you have Srimad Bhagavatam in your home, then Lord Vishnu and all the 33 million demigods, all the devas, they will reside in your home. Like at the end of Gita it says, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Danurdara, Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhutir, Druvanitir Matir Mama, that if Krishna and Arjuna is on your side, you have victory, you have fame, you have beauty, you have knowledge, you have all the opulences. These are all the things that we're looking for in life. So, Srimad Bhagavatam is the quintessence, is the ripened fruit on the tree of the Vedic wisdom. And it has been made available by the selfless endeavor of Srila Prabhupada, who stayed up practically every night. He went to bed at 10 o'clock, at midnight he got up, and between midnight and 4 o'clock he would translate. So he sacrificed his sleep to give us these books. And he said that I would like that every respectable gentleman and lady has a full set of Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, when I came in contact with the Hare Krishna movement in 1984, I was going to an international boarding school in the Swiss Alps, and I found the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, part 1, in the library. And I started reading it, and I became very fascinated by the pictures, by the philosophy, by the whole appearance. And I went to the temple, and I started practicing Krishna consciousness. I became a vegetarian, started chanting 4 rounds. And the devotees impressed upon me because I had many questions. So I told them that there's many concepts, many words, many things that are foreign to me. I don't understand all this. They said, that's okay. You just go on reading. And if every day you read, after a while you will understand. And it's exactly what I did. Every day, for about an hour, I would just sit in the park after school and read Srimad Bhagavatam. And after a while, it became clear to me. And I had some devotee friends who were explaining difficult words and concepts. Then I told the devotees I would like to have all the books. So they said, okay, we'll give you all the books. But they thought he's a young boy. He's going to school, 9th grade. He doesn't have any money. So they brought me second-hand books. They brought me a used set from the library. I was a little bit disappointed. They didn't know that I was working 3 jobs. I had 3 summer jobs in 1984. 3 and 4. I was delivering flowers for a shop with a bicycle, and I was distributing newspapers in my neighborhood, and I was helping one friend in aluminum recycling. So I saved up money. I saved up $500, which 1984 was quite a bit of money. You remember when I went to India in 86 and the dollar gave you 6 rupees. Now it's 60. Just to give you an idea. 10 times more. It's 1,000 times, 1,000% inflation. So I gave that devotee all the money I had, $500. And he gave me the second-hand set. Same books, just slightly old. So I read them. And I was very happy. Now in the past 30 years, Krishna has mercifully allowed me to travel the world more than 12 times. I've built a few things, I've done a few projects. I made a few courses, taught a few students. But honestly speaking, without exaggeration, I consider the investment that I made in getting all of Prabhupada's books in 1984 the biggest investment that I ever made in my life. That I took those books and I studied them. Charity starts at home. Before we try to change the world and we try to change the universe and we try to change, our husband or our wife or our kids or whatever we want to change, Charity starts at home. How much am I able to change? How much am I able to improve myself? How can we improve ourselves? By associating with God in His most merciful form of the holy name and by associating with His teachings, which are given to us in Srimad Bhagavatam. The Bhagavatam teaches us that Shrinvata Svakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridyantakstohya Bhadrani Vidunoti Suritsatam. All the abhadras, all the unwanted things, whatever is giving us pain and trouble in the heart is going away if we simply hear attentively Srimad Bhagavatam. What are these unwanted things? Lust, anger, illusion, madness, greed, envy. Have you ever had to fight and struggle with those internal enemies? Did that ever happen to you? Or is it just me? Every day. And I find that I'm getting strength, I'm getting inspiration, I'm getting potency from daily reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So, these 18,000 verses, you may think, oh, this is very much. But actually, if you even read one verse a day, in 49 years you can read all these books. If you read 1 hour a day, it will take you 4 years. If you read 2 hours, it will take you 2 years. It all depends on how fast you want to go. But please, start. Sometimes our value structures get a little messed up. We get a little confused. I've done this little experiment in many places that I've visited in my 12 world tours. And I've asked the question, how many of you have a full set of Prabhupada's books? Please, can we have a show of hands? How many of you? Okay, that's about 12 people. That's less than 10%. How many of you here in the room have read all of these books? That's 2 people. Okay, Houston, we have a problem, okay? We're here in the Hare Krishna temple, in the Hare Krishna movement, with the Hare Krishna books and the Hare Krishna, Kishore Kishori, right here on the altar, the Supreme Lord with His pleasure potency. But I'm too busy doing other things. Whatever those other things are, we're not going to discuss them. I know you have meaningful things to do and you're very busy persons. These books cost less than a regular smartphone. Who here owns a smartphone? Show of hands. I know it's a rhetorical question. Who owns 2 smartphones? I met one fellow who was owning 5 smartphones, That was the maximum that so far I encountered. But mostly it was for his job, he had to, for his different occupations, he needed different phones. So, we may have a motorcycle, a skateboard, a car, a house, a flat, a dog. We have so many things that we call our own property. But we're poverty-stricken. Why? Because we're not feeling the love. And we're not capable of sharing the love. And we don't have these books in our home. So that's a very good way of how to start the process of receiving and sharing the love. Because in the Western world, we need to educate ourselves. We need to be convinced. Why should I do what I'm doing? So, I'd just like to share 2 or 3 small stories here. I was in Kiev, Ukraine, And a 12-year-old girl said her biggest problem in life was that 3 books are missing. She has all the books, but 3 books are missing. That's her biggest problem in life. Can you imagine? You have a 12-year-old daughter, and her biggest problem in life is that 3 books is missing in her collection. So I gave her some hint how she can complete her collection of books. What is my biggest problem right now in life? You can all think about that yourself. I was in Geneva, and I went to one company, and nobody answered. I kept knocking. After a long time, a person came out, suit and tie, and he said, you know, we're having the board meeting of directors. What do you want? And I said, look, I got these beautiful books for all the company executives, and I wanted to show them to you. And I made my presentation very brief. And he said, look, I'm very interested, but I don't have time right now. They're waiting for me. You know, I'm the president of this company. So I said, okay. He gave me his business card. I called him for 3 weeks, and I could not reach him. Secretary said, he's in London, he's in New York, he's in Paris, he's in Monaco, he's on holiday. After 3 weeks, he was back in Geneva. And finally, I could speak to him. And he said, hey, Nico, where have you been? I've been waiting for your call. I said, yeah, I've been calling you every day, you know. Where have you been? And he said, that's my life, you know, that's just how life goes. When can we meet? Okay, tonight, Chinese restaurant. We met. I brought the whole set of books. I put them on the table. He looked at the books. He said, how much? I said, well, you know, you made me work for this, you know. I put 3 weeks into you. I didn't say that, you know. So I said, well, you know, what do you think? How much these books are worth? You know, he's a businessman. He's in charge of a company with a few thousand employees. He said, I think he's worth about $100 per book. I said, yeah, that's roughly about, average about correct, you know. But you know, there are some people who give their whole life, you know. Once they receive these books, they dedicate their whole life to this cause. Now I know you probably won't be able to do that, but you just try to give what you can. And he said, okay, I'll pay you $100 per book. I said, fine, fair enough. We continued talking, and you know, we really got close. And after a while, he says, you know, I got this fiancée, you know, now she's in Italy, but she's going to come and join me. And I said, you know what? You should give her a set of books as a wedding gift, you know. She'd really be happy. Just, you know, if you have a beloved person, you should give that person the best thing that you actually have. He said, yeah, that's a good idea. So I went to the car, I got a second set of books, you know. I put it on the table. And he said, how much? I said, you know. How much? You say how much. It's your call, you know? So he gave me, again, a lot. And we continued talking. And after a while, I say, you know what? I've given 2 sets to many people, but I've never given 3 sets to one guy. So I went back out to the car, and I got a 3rd set. And I said, look, you're a nice guy. You know so many nice people. Whoever you feel needs these books, just make him a gift and give him this set. I'm giving them to you. And he again gave me. So that was the most expensive set I've ever sold. Then I met another business person, and he took a full set. And afterwards he said, you know, my son is working in Germany, in Geneva. So I sold him French books. So then I said, my son is working in Germany. I said, one moment. And I brought him German set. And he bought German set. And then he said, you know, and my daughter, she's studying in Italy. And I said, wonderful. And I brought him Italian set. So he got full set in 3 languages. And then English books I gave him free, you know, just a few. The point is, charity starts at home. If you want to learn how to become generous, to become kind, to become compassionate, to become loving, let's start with ourselves. If we don't like ourselves, it will be very difficult to like anybody else in this world. So how do you like yourself? Looking at yourself in the mirror and say, you know, you're a really good guy, you know, I really like you. Maybe it doesn't work that well, you know, not for that long. Charity starts at home means you start to actually act for your own self-interest. Sometimes we are our own worst enemies. So how do we act for our own self-interest? By investing in ourselves, by investing in our own education. You know, there's a famous saying, don't let school interfere with your education. In Krishna consciousness, your education is never over. It's not because you're 30 or 50 or 80 years old that now you can say, that's it, I'm done. I don't need more education. Because education is an ongoing process. So by reading Srimad Bhagavatam daily, we can actually educate ourselves. Because a lot of the things are just not known to mankind. But Srimad Bhagavatam is giving us this highest knowledge. Savai pungsang parodharmo yatho bhakti radhokshaje ahaitukiya pratiyata yenatma su prasidati. If you engage in this highest dharma of Bhagavad Dharma, suprasidati, you will actually not just become happy, but you'll become ecstatic. You'll actually become totally content. Would you like to do that? Sounds like a plan, right? Sounds like something that could be, our mission statement for this life, to become ecstatic in Krishna consciousness. And we have Chaitanya Charitamrita on the other side, the 9 golden volumes, the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna, who appeared 500 years ago in the golden incarnation and who showed us how to live the Bhagavatam. Because sometimes people say philosophy is not very practical. I'm a very practical guy. I need something real, something practical. Have you ever heard that argument? All your big talk, your big books, your big lectures, give me something practical. Did you ever have that argument? Okay, you read Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's all very practical stuff. You hear about kings and businessmen and housewives and beggars and artists and doctors and lawyers and musicians and engineers like you and me. People like you and me. And how they interact. And how are they applying the Bhagavatam in their life. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived in Puri, Jagannath Puri, Orissa. And every day he would hear Bhagavatam from Gadadhar Pandit. Every day he went there. For 3-4 hours he would hear Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Katha. I was in Australia. I met an Indian gentleman who moved to Australia and who told me a story. I'd like to share it briefly. He said, I went to Sydney Temple and 3 times I went and 3 times the altar was closed. And he got very upset because, he lived in a different suburb and he came to temple and altar was closed. It's a big frustration. Did you ever have that experience? You came to temple and altar was closed and you felt like, what's going on, right? But then he told me, you know why the altar was closed? Because I was too proud. That's why the altar was closed. I was not ready. My life was going good, business was going good, everything was going good. I was making big money, I was enjoying myself. I had no interest in spirituality. Altar was closed. Then something happened in the job, some things in his personal life. And he said, I went back to temple, altar was open. And I saw Radha Gopinath. And I started reading Bhagavatam. And then I invited my mother-in-law to move from India and come and stay with us in Sydney. And I got whole Bhagavatam, all the books. And now my mother is reading every day 4 hours Bhagavatam. And telling all the stories to my kids. And now, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Huh? If you want peace in your home, okay? Get your mother-in-law and get the Bhagavatam. That's the formula, okay? You try it out. Now you may laugh and you may say, mother-in-law, no, I don't want that. I'm not saying just mother-in-law. I'm saying mother-in-law and Bhagavatam, both together, okay? That makes the difference. I went to Naperville. What's it called? Naperville. I'm sorry, I'm new here. I'm the new kid on the block. Naperville. And one lady and her husband, they're both quite mature, all elderly people. She said, every day I'm reading 4 hours Bhagavatam. And she was like glowing, She was blissful. She was ecstatic. And her husband is putting books in all the libraries, in all the schools. Now he wants to do the hotels. He wants to do the hospitals to spread the books. But charity starts at home. It's easy to be generous for others, but what about myself? That's a tough part. What is my attraction? What am I interested in? So, Jai Shishikonitai Kishore Kishori Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi Ki Jai. These books are priceless. Even if you would pay their weight in gold, it would be not enough. But because we're not misers, we're not stingy, we're letting them go at cost price. Because that's the kind of people we are, you know. So ordinarily the Bhagavatam would be $350, but for today only, we're letting them go for $250. $250 for the whole set. And Chaitanya Charitamrita, the golden books, usually they're $140, we're giving them for $108. 108 and 250 is how much? 358, correct, thank you. But we're letting them go, everything, all the books you see here on the table for $320, including a free Bhagavad Gita. Cash check, money order, whatever. You can even do installment payments, okay? We have 24 of these and 9 of Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is the best investment you can make. My older brother is a banker with UBS, Union Bank of Switzerland. He makes about $250,000 to $500,000 every year. If a person like that gives you advice, you pay attention, okay? If you can sit with one of those big guys, you pay attention, right? You're thinking, okay, stocks, futures, options, real estate, buy gold, put it under the mattress, get diamonds, You're thinking all the stuff that you're thinking, right? No, the best investment, I can tell you honestly speaking, the best investment is books, spiritual books, Srimad Bhagavatam. Even my brother, he read Gita and he appreciated very much. And he said, you have something that I do not have. Because I'm making the money, but I don't have time. I don't have time and I don't have quality of life to live. So, don't cheat yourself. Don't change yourself short and just go through life living somebody else's idea, somebody else's dream. Live your own life. So we're humbly asking, who would like to get a set of Bhagavatams? Who would like to get a set? Okay, thank you. So Acharya Nishta Prabhu, you take the name and he'll hook you up. He's our local representative. We've got no interest here except we want to see you happy and ecstatic in Krishna consciousness. That when I come back the next time, your mother-in-law will be here and she will be reading 4 hours every day, and your kids will not be screwing around on PlayStations and on movies, but they will hear meaningful katha. You would like to get a set? Okay. What, Bhagavatam or CC or everything? Today get everything, you know, it's like, Okay, good. Thank you, we got 2. Who else would like to get a set? Okay, we got 2 more over here. You can also make a gift to somebody. You know, I know you're very charitable. You're not thinking about yourself. You're selfless. You know, you don't want anything for yourself. So think, we got 2 over here. 2 gentlemen with Jagannath t-shirts. Yeah, everything. And this is not an auction, you know, we're not doing this for some sort of hype or something. This is just, let's go down to basics. Let's bring things back to reality, you know. You can only give what you got. If I don't have it, I can't give it. If I don't know, if I had not been so fortunate enough to come in contact with Prabhupada's movement and with these books, I wouldn't be sitting here today. I'd be making money in Switzerland somewhere, wasting my life. But because of Prabhupada's mercy, I'm here and I'm getting to meet all of you. Beautiful people. Okay, who else? Who else would like to get a full set? Today's the day. You just missed Purnima by a few days, but we'll make a concession, you know. It's still Sandhya. It's still... Acharya, you got to be faster. Just take the name and move up. You know, our monks here are very laid back. They're very chill, you know. They're very relaxed. They're not in a hurry. I can see some of you are worried. Don't worry, there's enough prasadam for everybody. So, relax. Okay, who else here on this side? Do we have a buyer here? Somebody who wants Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Work with me, people. You know, I came all the way from India just to bring you these books. And now you look at me like this, you know how that makes me feel, you know? You know, monks have emotions also, you know? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he brought us these fruits of love of Godhead. And if we tell him, you know, I'm okay, I'm all set, you know? I'm fine. I got food in the fridge, you know? Don't bother. That would just not be the right answer, would it? Anybody else in the back? Bhagavatam is just $250. The golden books, $108. Together, $320. 4 more CCs. Okay, we're running low on CCs here. We got 4 more of the golden sets here. Who would like to get ecstatic? Totally mad with love of Godhead. Yeah? The full thing? Okay. Haribol. Okay, 3 more to go. Okay. We got one right there next to Prabhupada. Haribol. Okay, 2 more. Huh? You got Bhagavatam already? Okay, 1 more CC here. Okay, only 1 CC left. Whoa! Do you have Bhagavatam? You have Bhagavatam? You have. Okay, 2 CCs, 1 each. Okay, now we're only down to Bhagavatams. I'm sorry, guys. I told you, you know. I warned you. This is going to happen. So, who wants the Bhagavatam? 18 volumes, $240. This is less than a second-hand, old model iPhone, okay? It's $20 a month for 1 year. It's less than your monthly phone bill, right? Less than your monthly phone bill. Anybody up for the Bhagavatam? Anybody wants to give the Bhagavatam to someone? Okay, I'll tell one more story. Okay, we'll see how we go after that. If you're starving and you're passing out because you're so hungry, don't worry. There is prasadam upstairs. If you want to go, please go and take prasadam. One time we drove back from our outreach and one of my friends, he said, "Stop the car." I said, "Why?" I stopped the car. And he said, "Look at this house over here." It was nighttime already and the light was on. And he said, "Give me a set of Bhagavatams." And he went there. And after 10 minutes he came back. And the set was gone. And I asked him, "Did you know these people? Did you have an appointment?" He said, "No. But I had the strong feeling that they need a set of Srimad Bhagavatams." And everybody was quiet and we drove home. Huh? So if you have a strong desire to do good for somebody else, you may know somebody that really needs a little help, a little change in focus, a little change in their life, in their direction. Just give them a set of Bhagavatams. How much does it cost to go to a psychiatrist 1 hour? I don't know. What are the going rates? Anybody knows here? I know you're not going to psychiatrist, but you might know somebody who's going to a psychiatrist. What's the current hour? Or to a massage guy, to a chiropractor? $80? $100? More than $100. Wow. 2 sessions with your shrink and you got these books, okay? That's nothing. You want a set of books? I knew it. Anybody else? Come on, work with me, people. What about our friend here? What do you reckon? Do you have the books? No? Would you like to get the set? Huh? You thinking about it? Okay, anybody else, please let us know. Yes. Okay, Prabhu here is sponsoring 10%. From now on, anybody who wants to buy a set, he'll sponsor 10% of it, okay? 10% off. Additional discount. Applies just for new customers who are coming in right now in the next 3.5 minutes and counting. Okay. These books are priceless. If you want real wealth, if you want real happiness, you want real solace, read these books, study them, and live by them. Here in the temple, we have regular classes on these books. All the devotees are available to give you guidance, to answer your questions, your queries. There are seminars, there are online courses, there is correspondence courses available. Many of them free of charge, just to help us study the Bhagavatam and to become more inspired, to become more transformed in our lives. I'd like to thank all of you for your kind attention and patience with me. It's been 2 fun weeks here at ISKCON Chicago. And we apologize any inconvenience that has been caused for delays in your prasadam and anxiety in your internal value structure and in your life. We hope that you get here at this Hare Krishna temple what you came for. Let us all pray and introspect and try to go deeper in our own spiritual practice by realizing that we need guidance. We are all dependent. None of us can say, I'm strong enough, I'm smart enough, I'm successful enough, I can manage quite well on my own. Yesterday I was outside at our Clark Street Festival and I met a man, he was 60 years old and he was there. And he had many problems in life. But he said he got one of Prabhupada's books many years back. And smilingly he told me, you know what? It actually works, you know? And I said, what works? And he said, you know this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I have tried it over the years, and it works. I've been in so much trouble, in so much misery, in so much despair, but I kept on chanting. And I can tell you this, it works. So just in case, if you had doubts whether it's actually working or not, please study Bhagavatam and make your life sublime. And if you want to feel really generous and magnanimous, start to distribute. Start to give some of your realizations, some of your experience, some of your appreciation to others. And the more you give, the more you get. And in this way, it can increase unlimitedly. Anandam buddhivardhanam. We would like everybody to feel the joy of Krishna consciousness in one way or the other. So thank you for being such an attentive audience. And Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Srimad Bhagavatam ki. And I would like to especially thank the management of ISKCON Chicago for their kind invitation and hospitality. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Some of you have parked the car in the alley. It is blocking the traffic. So they may get towed away or you may get a ticket. So if your car is in the alley, kindly remove it from there. $160. Dollars. Also, there is a white Toyota Sienna parked in the parking lot. It is blocking several cars. So if it belongs to you, kindly move it. Thank you so much.
He's studying a teacher. Hello. You're my teacher, right? My teacher.
You saw like 10 sets. Are you were here? I remember I came to New York in like 95 or something. Yeah, yeah. That's good.
Hare Krishna.
We sold like 5 books, 10 books, hardcover. So like 50 and 80. And it was like, wait, I have 7 more left. I was back in 5 minutes. And he saw it. He's just like heavy, you know. He's like, he's a heavy guy, you know.
I think
People
scared.
comply.
Yeah.
You remember Jagya Purush?
Yeah.
You know?
Of course.
He was my Sankirtan leader.
Yeah. Ray Batsanandan Guru.
Oh, Revatani.
He was the boy that shined me out.
He used to go to airport, JFK, and tie and everything.
Any complaints? He's the complaint department. I'm the damage department. Okay.
Who am I?
I'm the guys who break it. He
Fixes
again.
it?
He's the nice guy. You know. He fix it.
10 sets?
No, about 20.
20 double sets?
No, not 20 double. 20 total.
Oh, it's like 10 double sets.
Yeah. Something. Nothing for me. You know. You know how it is when you're in the temple. You know. That's when things start moving. When it's not for me, you know? When I start working for myself, Krishna is dosing it. Anyway. I was not giving them too much grief. No?
Oh, but then they know you're,
Little pinch.
they know you're, Switzer, so.
Yeah, so it's permissible. No, we'll blame it on the Germans, you know? We'll blame it on the Germans. Switzerland, yeah, Sweden, yeah, Sweden. Hungary, you know, that's like...
Russians.
Yeah, that's like Russians, right? Yeah, thank you for the compliment, you know, I feel the love. I feel better already, right?
Hey, Ankit.
Hari. And then study courses, how to study the Bhagavad Gita.
Hey, any message to Janarda? Because I'm going to Copenhagen. I'm going to stay with him.
Just give him a hug and, you know, straighten him out. Whatever needs straightening out. You know better than I do.
I don't know. It's crazy.
He's a kirtan guy.
He's a Buddhist.
Yeah, both. He's a good kid. They had a good tour now. You know?
Yeah, that's very nice.
A good tour. Hey, I need to know when is the
Boat festival. Exact date.
Um,
How many days after Gopani? And how long is the Vrindavan festival? Because I want to do a Rishikesh gig, but I need some of the boys, you know. I can't always depend on foreigners, you know. Otherwise, the kirtan is just not good enough.
it's what
Huh? Usually
right
7
to the
days.
Vrindavan management. I don't know exactly.
I wrote to Gopal, but he's very
Gopal?
non-committing, very kind of vague and ambiguous. You know.
There you are.
But Gopal
No,
is my
no.
link to the kirtan guys, you know.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to go behind his back, you know, and contact the boys individually. But I need a commitment, you know. If you can
You
help
want to
me
take the
to get
kirtan
date,
boys out of Vrindavan?
just a few, not all of them, you know.
Not all of them?
No,
It's
three,
okay.
3 or 5 guys. What's the big deal? Go up to Rishikesh for a week, you know.
For a
All
week.
company paid, you know, accommodation, prasadam, even trains if they need. If they don't have flying carpets, if they can't paddle upstream. If you can get me the date, that would be very sweet.
How? How do I get?
Pancha, call Pancha Goda, you might know.
I don't have any outgoing, international outgoing calls now.
Huh?
Write to him. He's on Facebook.
I don't do Facebook. I'm not that kind of guy. Thanks, Govinda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Subha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Ram Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Jayo Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Jai Guru. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Sai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Sai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe. Jai Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur Ram Sankirtan Jagyati.